Hi everyone. Today I am going to explain you about the introduction of programming in C. C is a procedural high-level programming language. Initially it was developed by Dennis Ritchie in the year 1972 and was mainly developed for the system programming language RAID operating system. For example, Unix operating system was written in C programming language and later its applications also written in C languages, and many more operating systems what we are using now are written in C programming language. The structure of C programming language. The structure of C programming languages consists of the following: documentation, link, definition, global declaration, main, and then subprogram. Documentation is the one which is written by the programmer inside the commands for the later references. Like we can enclose description of the program, programmer name, or any other useful points that can be referenced later. The commands can be given with the help of double slash or slash star or star slash in the point of multiple line documentation. Then link, which provides the instruction to the compiler to link the functions from the library functions. Definition. Definition consists of symbolic constants. You have to define the symbolic constant values in definition area. Then global declarations. Here we can define the global variables and functions. Main is a function where actually the program starts. We can enclose all the declarations or local declarations and processing statements, outputs, everything under the main function. Every C program must have a main function, which is a starting point of program execution. Subprograms have a normal user-defined functions that can be written according to our logic. Next, I am going to enter into C tokens. The tokens are nothing but the basic building blocks in C language which are constructed together to write a C program. C tokens are divided into keyword, constant, string, operators, identifier, and special symbols. First, I am going to explain you about identifiers. Each program elements in a C program are given a name called identifier. The identifier is the one which is named for variables, functions, arrays. For example, X is a name given to the integer variable in the program. And there are some rules to frame the identifier. First character should be an alphabet or underscore. Second one, succeeding characters might be digital or digits or letter. We can use punctuations and special characters are not allowed except underscore. We can use underscore, but that too we cannot use at the first character. Finally, identifier should not be a keyword because it's all under definitions. The next one I am going to explain about the variables. Variable is an identifier which is used to store some value. The name itself implies that variable means varies. So variable can change its value during execution according to the processing statements. A variable name must be a meaningful one. It should be represent the purpose of the variable so that we can understand what is use of the variable at the particular moment, and the variable must be declared before it is coming to the use. First of all, we have to declare the variable and then only we can use the variable for further processing. And while giving the name of the variable, all the instructions given for framing an identifier should be followed. For example, int my variable. Here my variable is the name of the variable and we are assigning 48 for the variable name my variable. So the next one is keywords. The keywords are predefined words in a C compiler. We cannot use for our purpose. Each keyword is meant to perform specific function in a C program. So as the name is referred by the compiler, they cannot be used as a variable name, as I said before. And C language supports 32 keywords. For example, I have mentioned few here. Int, struct, register, default, goto, unsigned. These are some of the keywords. And strings. Strings are nothing but an array of character. Actually, we have a data type called character to have a single character. So if we want to have a string, then we have to go for the concept of arrays to have the string concept. So strings is nothing but an array of character. That means a collection of character. The final, that is ending last character, must be an end character, as we are storing under an array. This null character indicates that end of the string. The string always enclosed in double quotes, where the character should be enclosed between a single quotes. Declaration of string. So how to declare a string? Char, data type again, string, name of the string, and the brackets 20 mentioned between the square brackets is the size of a string. That the maximum we can have 20 characters inside the array string array actually. So it's a collection of character, as we said, G, E, E, like we have enclosed between curly brackets, and finally backslash 0 to indicate the null character, that is lost character. Then example, character, that is char. So data type, string as a name, and 20, that's equal to null. Char string without specifying square brackets I have mentioned, so automatically according to the value you are assigning for the string value, it will take the size. Next one, constant. Constants are also like normal variables. The only difference is in a variable, it can vary the value according to the statements, but in the constants, it cannot be changed. It's once defined till the end of the program. Until the scope of the program gets over, the constants remains the same. Constants refers as a fixed value, we cannot change it. So they are also called as literals. Constants may belong to any of the data type. See here I have given some example. Main. So inside main, const, it means that side is a constant variable of data type int that has a value, that is assigned a value is 10. Int area, this is a normal variable. This is variable and this is constant variable. A is equal to side into side. This variable can have a different values, whereas the int side cannot have. That means area can have different value according to the calculation side into side. Initially area will have 10 into 10, 100. Then we are going to print the value of the area, and of course side also mentioned here. Types of constants. So constant types, these are various types of constants: integer constant, real or floating point constant, octet constant, hexadecimal, character constants, string constants. And I have mentioned the data type, how we can use it, and this is constant type. Special characters. The following special symbols are used in C, having some special meaning and thus cannot be used for any other purpose. Those special characters are square bracket, then normal brackets, curly brackets, semicolon, colon, comma, then asterisk symbol, etc. So brace for the opening and ending. Curly brackets marks the start end of the block of the code containing more than one executor. You can see in many functions, for loops, or branching statements. Parentheses normally will have in function names, and this brackets in case of arrays to indicate the size of an array, like data types. Each variable in C has a associated data type. So while declaring a variable compulsory, we have to give one data type so that it will assume in future, that is in coding, processing coding area, this type of values are going to assign for this particular variable. And then care is the one. This is the basic data types available in data type. C data type, char, int, float, double. Char is a common data type to store a single character and requires single byte of memory. Int, as the name suggests, it is used to store the integer variables, that is whole numbers, and float for storing the decimal numbers, and double is the one which stores decimal numbers. More the precisions can be indicated in case of double, whereas restrictions there in mentioning the precisions in float. And these are the ranges. Here I have mentioned data type for shortened to memory bytes. How many memory spaces are needed to store that variable, and then the range. So between these ranges only you can have the values, and this is format specifier used in printing a value of that particular variable. Thank you.